everyone, and thank you for joining me. This is Theme Parks for Grown-Ups, and today we're going to talk about how to save and budget for your dream vacation. I am leaving on a huge Mondo vacation next week for 35 days. That's the title of this video. So I'm spending 35 days at 2 Disney parks. Well, I guess technically 6 if you want to call that. So that's 28 days in Florida and 7 days in California, in Disneyland, and some of the surrounding areas and theme parks around each area. So what I wanted to do, since I'm doing this huge Mondo vacation, I wanted to create a video of how I budgeted and how I saved for this giant cost, basically. I love watching YouTube videos and vloggers going to different destinations, and everybody loves watching people's family vacations on YouTube because you love to see these destinations if you can't go there yourself. But one of the things that people don't like to cover and don't like to talk about is how much each of these vacations actually cost. So I kind of wanted to break it down just in case you wanted to do something extravagant, if you were wanting to go on this giant cruise or, you know, travel and backpack across Europe, that sort of thing. I'm hoping that I can inspire you to do the same because I did it myself. I saved all of this money myself and I'm funding this entire vacation myself. I do have a theme park blog, but no one is paying or sponsoring me for this trip. It's all coming out of pocket. So I figured I could help somebody else out in the world if they're thinking of doing something really fun or really luxurious. Maybe I can kind of break it down for everybody. So this video is going to cover how much I saved, how much I budgeted, and how much every single detail is going to cost. Everything from hotels and Disney World tickets and Disneyland tickets, that sort of thing, it's all going to be covered, and then I'll give you the grand total of what it actually ended up being. So first things first, you might be curious as to why I'm doing this. Well, I've been blogging for about 1.5 years and I finally turned it into an actual profiting business. So I'm a theme park blogger and I'm also a Disney travel planner. And it's been a dream of mine just to spend a lot of time in Florida because it's gonna be heckin' fun. But also because my mom and dad are retiring soon, so we're gonna go look at condos for them for their retirement. And since I have the freedom right now to take some time off and go do that, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, let's talk about how I saved for this. How did I fund it and how did I budget for all of these different things? So I created a method to the madness in order to make paying for all of this a little easier on myself. And the ways that I saved were just putting money away into my savings. And this is how I did it. Because I've been planning on this for 1.5 years, I had plenty of time to put things away into savings. I just saved slowly and surely and it just kind of built up in my bank account. So that's just one way to do it. So what I did, my method, was to take $250 out of my paycheck bi-weekly, so that's twice a month, $250. So that came out to about $500 a month. Some weeks I could put more in and some weeks I couldn't just because I had things come up and so I had to pay for them. And so that was just part of it, but for the most part, that's how much I saved. The second method I used was using my credit cards. So like I said, credit card rewards are really beneficial and they're really useful. So the more you spend on a credit card, the more rewards you get back. I use like the Disney Visa card, I have one of those, and then I have a Citibank card which just gives me cash back. So either way, I was just getting some sort of reward in the process and that was helping me pay for the vacation as well. I'm not endorsing either card, I like either card, but just whatever credit card you feel like is most appropriate for your situation. The last thing I did for myself was to pay for the vacation in chunks, and this can help everything substantially. Not only just for your bank account, but for like you as a person, because for me, it's really hard for me to lay down like a giant amount of money and feel like good about it. It feels a little like trying and you're like, why am I spending all this money? So if you pay for it in chunks, by the time you get to your vacation, it's all paid off and it's awesome and you feel great and then you can just enjoy your vacation because it's gone, the money's gone. What else is there to do? Just enjoy your vacation. So that's what I advise, is to pay it off little by little. So if like a great rate comes up for like a hotel or like there's a really cheap flight, just grab it, pay for it, it's done, it's over, you got it. Like, then it's just out of your hands and then you just get to enjoy yourself. And so that makes the whole process feel a little bit better. Okay, flights. So I'm gonna have 3 flights altogether. The first flight is coming from Seattle to Orlando. The second flight is Orlando to Los Angeles, and the last flight is Los Angeles back to Seattle, my home. So the first flight, Seattle to Orlando, I got a pretty decent deal. It was $177 plus the $14 travel insurance. I don't normally do flight insurance because, I don't know. I usually go through like a third party that will cover everything no matter what, like Travel Guard or something of that nature. This time I went through the flight just because I got a little nervous and I just wanted that extra sense of security. Since we're gonna be gone for so long, I just wanted to have something tacked on. And it was only $14, so whatever, just for like peace of mind. The second flight from Orlando to Los Angeles is flying on JetBlue, so it's a little bit more. It's $255. Ain't too bad for JetBlue. I like to fly JetBlue. They're my favorite airline just because they have really good like customer service and nothing ever seems to go wrong with them. And the last one, Los Angeles back to Seattle to my home, flying on Alaska, and that's $136. Excellent. Okay, hotel stays. This is the exciting part. This is the fun part. It's actually the most costly as well. So let's break it down week by week. The first week that I'm going to be there, February 11th through the 16th, we're staying at Disney's All-Star Sports. I'm going to have my best friend along with me and it's going to be super fun. My mom is joining me on the second week, but for the first week we're going to be at sports. Super hilarious because me and my best friend, we're not sporty people. We like musical theater and like Stephen Sondheim, so we're going to stick out like sore thumbs, but whatever. It's going to be lots of fun because I love staying at Disney Valley Resorts. Good thing about this is that I got an annual pass holder discount on the room for this one, so I was able to lower the cost a little bit. Altogether, February 11th through the 16th, it will be about $603. Cha-ching, not so bad. Because we're staying on property, we get to use the free shuttle system. So here's the deal. Staying offsite, you may get better deals at other little cheaper hotels around the area, but that means that you also have to provide your own transportation. Staying on a Disney resort, like a Disney Valley resort, will probably end up saving you more money in the end because they provide you for free transportation to and from the parks, but also you don't have to pay a resort fee. And most of those cheaper hotels out there outside of Disney do charge a daily resort fee, so you have to be careful of that because those add up so quickly. Like, you can have the best deal in the world and then they're gonna tack on like $30 every day just for fun. It like makes no sense to me. Just add it on to the added price. Like, I don't get it. I don't know why they do that. So anyway, generally, if it looks like it's gonna be more at Disney, like add in those extra transportation fees and those added resort fees just to make sure. Okay, hotel stay number 2. We're staying at World Champions Resort. So I heard a lot about this resort. It's very budget friendly and a lot of people actually really like it. I had to look at a lot of like reviews and a lot of videos just to make sure that it was okay for us to stay in, because a lot of like off-site budget-friendly hotels in the Disney World area are sometimes really sketchy. So just wanted to make sure that it was all okay. Judging from everything that I've read, it seems like a pretty cool resort and I'm pretty excited to see it. And I'll take lots of videos and lots of pictures for you guys to see it too, just to make sure that everything's cool, and maybe you guys can stay there too if you're looking for a budget-friendly resort. The property looks pretty nice. Like, there's lots of like hammocks and fire pits and ponds and like sports courts for sporting around. I don't know, but there's like 3 pools too, like, and one of them is covered, so if it's like, you know, in February or whatever, it's raining, you can still go swimming. So it's kind of a cool little resort. So that one was actually pretty cheap. So that week we're staying from February 16th through February 24th, and that one's going to be $482. Pretty good deal. Okay, hotel stay number 3. We're going back to All-Star Sports. Yay, rah rah, sports teams and things, get the ball, that sort of stuff. So going back there, again, because there was a nice discount there. It wasn't the annual pass discount this time because they ran out of rooms for that, but they did have discounts for the Sun and Fun room discount, I think that's what it was called. So I got a pretty good deal on that as well. And we're staying there from the February 24th through March 1st, and altogether that's going to be $669. Not too shabby. We could have done cheaper, but again, we wanted to stay on site and use the transportation. Okay, hotel stay number 4, March 1st through March 10th. We haven't booked it yet. So I set a budget and a maximum for myself at $600, and I think we can make it because it looks like there's a lot of good deals going on. We're gonna book it later just because maybe we're gonna fly by the seat of our pants and get a last minute deal. It may not end up working to our advantage, but we're gonna see how it goes. Hotel Tonight usually has some pretty good last minute deals, and Priceline does too, some express deals as well. So I'm just gonna look into that and see what works out. And our last week, from March 10th through the 17th, when we're back in California, or we're in California for the first time, we haven't booked that either. So we're kind of, you know, we're living dangerously right now, but that's okay because I set actually a huge maximum budget for that one just because California is much more expensive to stay in than Florida. It's much more expensive to visit. So my maximum budget for a hotel stay between the 10th and the 17th is $900. Now I think I could get down to $600. We're thinking of staying at the Knott's Berry Farm Hotel, which would be super fun, and that's where the theme park conference is happening too, so it would be convenient for me to kind of go back and forth there. So we're gonna give that a shot. So again, that maximum budget is $900, and I will fill you in when we figure out the details on that one. Okay, so here is the grand total, the everything that we've talked about all together combined, and I'm gonna break it down one more time. So we're gonna do a rental car. I didn't talk about that one yet, but we are gonna do it during the week that we're at World Champions, just because we won't have transportation to the parks, and we won't be we'll be stranded otherwise. So they do have like shuttles there, but they're a little more infrequent, and we wanted to explore outside of the area anyway. Park tickets. So I have Disney World ticket and I have a Disneyland ticket. The Disney World ticket, I bought an annual pass, so I can go in anytime, any way I want to. I bought the Platinum Plus pass, and in hindsight, I probably should have just gotten the Platinum pass. With the Platinum Plus pass, you get like the water parks and the ESPN Wild World of Sports and like the golf course. And like, I'm not a very sporty person, and we're going in February, so I probably shouldn't have purchased that pass, but I think I got a little excited and I just did it anyway. If I had gotten the Platinum Pass, it would have been $8.94, but I got the Platinum Plus Pass, and that's $9.94. So that's ticket number 4. Ticket number 1, $9.94, ticket number 1. Ticket number 2 is the Disneyland Pass, and I got this one as a super discount because Getaway Today runs like crazy discounts on Disneyland tickets sometimes. I think they're still running like some good discounts right now because Disneyland is kind of marking down those prices to get ready for Galaxy's Edge when people are all gonna go in like June because that's when it opens. But for now, for like January to April, May, tickets are a little cheaper. So I bought a Black Friday deal, and that 5-day pass ended up being $225, so quite the steal. Flights altogether is $548, and hotel stay approximately will be $3,251 altogether, and that's just an estimate because we haven't booked those other hotels yet, but that is probably what it's going to end up being. Lastly, my daily spending. So this is going to take into account like souvenirs and food, and you know, if I need to buy a new pair of shoes, I don't know, things like that. So I'm going to set a daily budget of $60 for myself. That may be way too much, that may be way too little. We'll see how it figures out. I don't know what's going to happen with that one, but that's what I'm doing just to make sure. So $60 per day times 35 is $2,100. Adding this all together, we get $7,301. Now, it's not actually going to be that much because here are a couple other factors that go into this. The first one, I have the advantage of my mom is coming along with me, so she offered to pay for some of the hotel stays that we're at. I offered to pay for all of it. I do have, you know, the budgeting for that, but she's super nice and she's gonna pay for some of it as well. So she's gonna cut in half everything that she's going to be a part of, so it's gonna be about like $1,600 off of my budget. The second part is, like I said, I'm a Disney travel planner, so I'm getting commission back on the things that I booked through Disney. So that's the All-Star Sports Resorts, those 2 weeks that we're staying there. And I'm gonna get maybe like $250 off of the total of that as well. And the third part, like I said, I've been using my credit card to pay for all of these things, so I'm gonna get some rewards back, and that's gonna vary from like $300 to $400 altogether, so that's pretty cool too. This makes the actual total around $5,300, give or take. So let's put that in perspective. So $5,300, I would say you could bring a family of 4 to Disney World for about a week and pay for everyone and pay for all the things that you need to pay for. It's gonna be about that much, maybe less if you can get a good deal, that sort of thing. But for the most part, I'm not providing for anyone. Obviously, I'm just providing for myself. So, you know, staying this long for that much money is really not that bad. It was actually a pretty good deal. Obviously, I can't speak for everyone and their budgets, but for me personally, since I've been saving for this long, I'm pretty happy with the way it ended up being. So I have 3 takeaway tips for you if you plan on going on a large vacation and you're worried about how to pay for all of it. The first one is to pay it in chunks just to make it easier on yourself, and so by the time you get to vacation, the stress is gone and the guilt of paying that much money is going to feel a little bit better. Number two, bring a friend if you can, or a family member. You know, like it can just make everything much easier and much cheaper in the end, because if you're sharing a room with like one other person or two or three other people, then of course that cost is just going to divide up really nice and easily, and it's really fun to go with a friend or two. If you don't have any friends, then I will be your friend and I will go with you. That would be fun. I don't care. Number three is use rewards programs. And so that's like Hilton Honors or Alaska Miles or credit cards with rewards. Look into sort of things like that, things that make sense for you and your spending habits or what you like to do. Like if there's certain hotels that you like to stay in and they have a rewards program, like look into it. That could end up saving you some money in the end. Brands love when you do that. Brands love rewards programs because that means you're going to be faithful to them and their brand and you're not going to go anywhere else. So look into things like that may help you in the end. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching my first YouTube video. This is actually the first video that I've made, and I'm used to just blogging and writing and being behind a screen, and so it's exciting to be out in the world and get to know the YouTube community. And thank you so much for joining me. If you want more tips on how to save money on your vacation, I have this really cool downloadable cheat sheet, and it's 15 ways to save money on your Disney World vacation. And it's just little ways that you can accumulate savings before you go on vacation and during your vacation. It's super great. Like, people just snatch this up. They love to download this, and it's free. If you sign up for my newsletter, you get it for free. It sends right to your inbox. Also, like, included in it is like a super adorable vacation countdown calendar, and also like a dining and fast pass wish list that you can fill out, and they're all designed by me and they're super cute. So go ahead and download that. The link will be below in the description if you want to do that. And also go ahead and check out my website. It's Theme Parks for Grown-ups. I create itineraries and blog posts for grown adults who go to theme parks without children. Super interesting niche. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me again. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I will definitely answer them. Have a magical day.